Hey, it's Black Vader once again, aka I'm Michael. Like, comment, subscribe. You can get the book at producejustice.com. We're in Area 8 Sex, and we're just going to get into it. I just want to say welcome to the new year. Thanks to everyone who's watched, been a part of it. Yeah, let's just continue to read the code, and let's go with it. Just every day that you can be constructive or add value to your life or the lives of others is always good, and it's the total opposite of what the white supremacist wants us to do and think or believe. So let's continue to go. We're on page 284, Area 8 Sex. When asked the best and correct way to end sexism and to support feminism, say the following. Think, speak, and act to replace white supremacy, racism with the system of justice, balance between people. Question. It is correct to say that racism is a greater motivating force among the people of the known universe than sex and sexism. Answer. Yes. In a world in which the system of white supremacy is dominant, being a white person is regarded as being more important or desirable than being male or female. And that is either true or false, by the way. Question. It is correct to blame the white supremacists for the destructive ways that non-white males and non-white females interact with each other. Answer. Yes. It is racist man and racist woman, white supremacists collectively, who through the system of white supremacy systematically produce the general conditions that result in non-white males and non-white females being taught, trained, and are forced into interacting with each other in a tacky, trashy, terroristic, and or destructive manner. The white supremacists work to guarantee that non-white males and females will function in conflict with each other in all areas of activity, including economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war/counter-war. Racist men and racist women have caused non-white males and non-white females to continue to function as retarded children. Having done this, racist men and racist women are the master child abusers of the known universe. The retarded and abused children then abuse each other. Question. What is the correct thing to say when a white female asks what is the most effective thing she can do to help end racism, white supremacy, and to prove to herself and others that she is serious about trying to do so? Say to her, until racism, white supremacy is replaced with justice and correctness. Number one, never say anything to a non-white person that is not true. Never withhold constructive information from a non-white person. Do not have sexual intercourse or engage in sexual play with a non-white person. Number four, do not engage in lesbian, anti-sexual behavior with any non-white person ever. 5. Do not produce any offsprings by means or adopt any non-white offspring. 6. Do all that you can to promote the replacement of the system of white supremacy, racism, with the system of justice, balance between people, and never say or do anything that does not help do this, including revealing the truth for a constructive purpose. Number 7. Do not fail, refuse, or neglect to try to get all other white people to follow the aforementioned requests/suggestions. When asked about any form of shame that may or may not be associated with your sexual activity, say, because none of my sexual activities have resulted in replacement of white supremacy with justice, balance between people, all of my sexual activities have been both shameful and pitiful. When a white person criticizes a person or an opinion of a non-white person about sex, sexual intercourse, or sexual play, say, during the existence of white supremacy, There is reason to believe that no white person is correctly qualified to criticize the questions or opinions of any non-white person that pertain to sex, sexual intercourse, and or sexual play that involves non-white people. During the existence of white supremacy racism, describe all sexual intercourse and sexual play between people as hypocritical, indecent, obscene, perverted, pitiful, primitive, silly, wasteful, tacky, trashy, and are terroristic. Explanation. During the existence of white supremacy, a quality relationship between non-white people with each other and or non-white people and white people does not and cannot exist because of the tragic arrangement that the white people and the non-white people of the known universe have directly or indirectly agreed upon as a result of the establishment of white supremacy. The sexual interactions that non-white people can experience are interactions that can only be described as tacky and at the very best. If, during the existence of white supremacy, any attempt that has made to improve on the tacky sexual interactions between non-white people with each other and or with white people is the so-called improvement becomes trashy. If any attempt is made to improve the trashy sexual interaction between non-white people with each other and or white people, the so-called improvement becomes terroristic. Be wary of suspected racists, suspected white supremacists who make judgments about and or suggest or demand punishment for the things that non-white males and non-white females do willingly, deliberately, and mutually with each other in regards to sexual intercourse and or sexual play. Explanation. The record of those white people who have participated in or who have directly or indirectly supported, promoted, or tolerated the tacky, trashy, or terroristic treatment of non-white males and non-white females in sexual manners is a disaster. For this reason, those white people who have correct intentions should not make harmful and or derogatory judgments or suggestions about the willful, deliberate, and mutual sexual activities of non-white people. Do not hesitate to speak and or act to stop and or expose all speech and action by racist man and racist woman to produce or increase conflict between non-white males and non-white females. Be wary of, study, and reveal the many ways that the white supremacists cause or increase conflict between non-white males and non-white females. Study and reveal how this is done both directly and indirectly through books, pictures, money, status, symbols, stories, styles, sexual confusion, so-called homosexual or lesbian sex activity, etc. Do not talk about sex when you have reason to believe that the talk will not help to end white supremacy racism or help to produce justice, balance between people. When you have this belief, say the following. Number 1, as long as white supremacy exists, it is incorrect for any non-white person to be expected to tell or be forced to tell anyone what he or she may or may not have done in regards to mutual sexual intercourse between non-white persons. So let me say that part again. As long as white supremacy exists, it is incorrect for any non-white person to be expected to tell or be forced to tell anyone what he or she may or may not have done in regards to mutual sexual intercourse between non-white persons. Or, number 2, according to the compensatory counter-racist logic, it is my duty to not talk about sex, sexual intercourse, sexual play, and or anti-sex without reason to believe that the talk will help to replace white supremacy with justice. Do not in any manner, for any reason other than the avoidance of incest, disease, pregnancy, speak or act in opposition any non-white person having mutual or willful sexual intercourse with another non-white person. Do not in any manner, for any reason other than avoidance of incest, disease, pregnancy, speak or act in opposition to any non-white person having mutual or willful sexual intercourse with another non-white person. If you yourself have had a mutual and willful sexual intercourse with a white person. So don't talk shit about, and this is me, so even me, because I'm in a interracial relationship. I should not be able to talk about two black people getting together and staying on code. And that goes for all of us in interracial relationships. I think, I don't know if I should say this, but I think that people who are on code the most should have the most power to say in regards to how our melanin is used in this world and society. And that's just going to be my takeaway from it. Let's continue. Explanation. According to basic counter-racist logic, as long as white supremacy exists, no non-white person who has had sexual intercourse with a white person and no white person who has participated in the practice of white supremacy is justly qualified to oppose any non-incestual, non-disease spreading, non-impregnating act of mutual and willful sexual intercourse between any two or more non-white persons. If you have reason to believe that someone is seeking to get sexual information about you or about another non-white person in order to use that information in a manner that will directly or indirectly help to serve white supremacy, do all that you can to resist giving such information. According to compensatory counter-racist logic, when are the only times during the existence of racism, white supremacy, that a non-white males or females should deliberately seek togetherness with a non-white person of the opposite complementary sex, male with female? Answer. 1. When speaking and acting to do things that you are told to do by the all-power God, Creator, Allah. So if God tells you, you need to be doing it. 2. When producing, repairing, cleaning, etc., something of constructive value to use for a constructive purpose. So doing anything good. Number 3. When speaking and acting to put an end to racism, white supremacy, and replacing it with justice, balance between people. Okay, that sounds about good. Number 4. Studying, writing, asking questions, and or exchanging views with each other about ways and means of ending racism and or producing justice in all areas of activity, including economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, and war/counter-war. 5. Engaging in sexual intercourse. So it sounds like the people who are with, for the non-white males and the non-white females together, it seems like you guys should be working in harmony to be destroying this system called the white supremacy. Whether you're cleaning, producing, whether it's through God, y'all praying, whether through speaking to end it, whether through writing, studying, learning, or just screwing around. You know, you guys should be working together to end this stuff. Do not expect to have harmony or any arrangement that you have with your chosen mate of the opposite complementary sex. Do not expect to have anything better than weak mutual agreements. That sounds about familiar in a lot of black relationships. Do not expect to have anything better than weak mutual agreements in regards to some things. some of the time. Expect conflicts. Minimize conflict by minimizing contact with each other, except for planned constructive activities. When arguments start from a lack of harmony, temporarily stop talking to each other. Get away from the immediate presence of each other. Do not send messages to each other or criticize each other through others. All contacts must be for constructive purposes that produce constructive results. Notes. Because of the conflict producing values that non-white males and non-white females are taught while they are subject to the system of white supremacy racism, non-white males and non-white females make very limited mutual agreements. These mutual agreements, however, do not produce harmony. The system of white supremacy is designed to make sure that non-white males and non-white females will not have harmony in the ways that they interact with each other. Within the system of white supremacy, the more that non-white males and non-white females try to produce harmony with each other, the more they contradict themselves in each other, and the more they have conflict with each other. The conflict takes on many forms. The form of conflict can be nosy or silent. Any attempt to produce harmony between non-white males and non-white females under conditions dominated by white supremacy will only result in greater conflict. But since we're here, I guess it's not really a good answer. So I guess I'm gonna stop now, and like, comment, subscribe. Thanks to everyone who's been here for the past 16 plus minutes. I just want to say God bless everyone who's a part of just being here. And the fact that you're here, that means you're on call. And the fact that you're able to turn the dial on the end of the system of white supremacy little by little just by interacting with me. And the fact that I'm doing this and I'm interacting with you means we're one step closer to destroying this evil, corrupt, disgusting matrix, terrible system that we're in. And it's the system. I don't hate white people. I hate the system. And we have to be able to be fair and be of one accord with all areas. And just to go off what Neely Fullers says, we have to replace it with a system of justice. And we need to love each other to replace it. But we have to stay on code first. So I just want to say thanks to everyone who's a part of this. God bless everyone. Happy 2023. God bless y'all. Peace.